What is happening there? J Gaming Dude here, and I am going to be talking about Jashin-chan Dropkick, which is an anime that I've been watching. It's about 11 episodes long. What I didn't realize is that its 12th episode actually has it's sort of like an additional episode, which I was quite surprised by because the beginning of episode 11 made it seem like as if it was the last episode, and I was like, what is this episode 12 business? Turns out it was completely separate, and the season itself is only 11 episodes long. But yeah, so essentially it is a slice of life comedy about Jashin-chan, as she is a devil that was summoned by a witch that I guess she kind of has to like listen to and obey to some extent, and the only way that Jashin-chan can ever go back to hell, where she's pretty much most comfortable, is if she kills the person who summoned her. However, the person who summoned her kicks her ass like there's no tomorrow, and she kind of also lives in equal parts fear of her at the same time. Yeah, it says it's a comedy, but comedies usually are meant to be funny, and this show isn't. It really isn't. I feel like they're taking all of the wrong ideas of like what makes a comedy. Yeah, there are some parts that are funny, don't get me wrong, but like anything that involves the titular character, especially in the first few episodes, kind of made me hate the show actually, which is kind of surprising because I'm looking for good comedy shows, and after watching Kurodoji Danshi, like that was an incredibly funny show. It was great. I could not say enough good things about the type of comedy, how it was handled, how not so much how it was handled, more like the line delivery, what was written, what the quirks of the characters were. All of that was really sort of beneficial to the show, and I can't say enough good things about that. But in the case of Jashin-chan Dropkick, or Dropkick on My Devil, is that the main character is so cartoonishly like unlikable that you kind of wonder like at what point do we need to feel for the main character, because she wants to go back to hell where she feels most comfortable and happy and all that other stuff, instead of like being stuck with the summoner, who is actually probably the most tolerable character in the entire show. And then you've got characters like Medusa, who is sort of Jashin's sort of best friend, who is so sweet that she kind of gives me ice cream headaches, but also she enables like the worst parts of Jashin and I suppose that's what the character dynamic was supposed to be. Unfortunately, it just kind of makes Jashin like I suppose it doesn't technically make her a worse character. Like, yeah, morally bankrupt, sure, but that doesn't, I guess, necessarily make her a bad character in any way. It's just that you kind of just hate her, and you kind of just want to like just outright stop watching the show. So now I'm just kind of like dissecting whether or not her being a negatively portrayed character actually, doesn't add much. Not that it doesn't add much, but like makes the show more of a nuisance to take in. But that was like maybe the first few episodes. Like Jashin does actually get a lot better sort of within like the later episodes, especially after episode 5 or 6, I want to say. So she does become significantly more tolerable. Hopefully it stays in that trajectory. All in all, it seems to be okay. The opening I thought was pretty catchy to begin with, and then it goes into sort of like more sort of middle-ish, and then goes in and out between kind of like how Gimme Choco from Baby Metal was kind of like that type of thing, where it goes hard when it needs to, but then it kind of does have a lot of that sort of J-pop in there somewhere. So so the opening for sure is a mixed bag. The ending I can't remember for the life of me, even though I just watched the last episode last night, and it's like the following morning I'm like recording this, so that doesn't really help matters that the ending theme is just not memorable at all. The characters are at least interesting and varied enough. There's no overarching story. Again, it's more just sort of episode by episode, and I genuinely thought I was going to go off on one because of how Jashin-chan is, But the thing is that she actually does get better later on. So there's that at least. But also the stuff that I mentioned about like Yurine summoning Jashin, and then Jashin being like, needs to kill Yurine to get back to hell. That whole thing, I only just read off of the Mal page right now, because the thing is, none of that was actually explained in the show itself, but that might actually be the basis for what the original like source material kind of explains, because that's not really explained much in the show itself. I think that this is just an okay show, to be honest. Now that I'm putting everything together, I don't dislike it as much as I did originally for the first 4 to 5 episodes. So I'm not too heated on it, and it does get better. It's just like, thinking about it now, it just feels like neither bit of it was too good, but none of it was too bad. So it kind of falls into like this really weird middle ground. So I think on my Mal, I'm going to be giving this a 6 out of 10. I think it's just fine, really. Yeah. All in all, that seems to be the general like consensus I feel from my end. Yeah, putting it all together, that seems to be about right, a 6. So yeah, if you guys have seen Jashin-chan Dropkick, not well, I mean, I'm going to be watching Dash and X, of course, after this, because Dash is like season 2 and Dropkick on My Devil X is season 3. I'll be talking about those later on, and of course episode 12, which is going to be its own separate thing, it seems, because that's how it is in Mal, as like an additional sort of special episode. But yeah, with all that said and done, let me know what you guys thought about the review in the comments below. If you've seen Jashin-chan Dropkick, chuck that into the comments below. I'd definitely be interested to hear like what everyone else has to say, especially about Jashin-chan as a character and why, because yeah, I can't seem to find myself really sort of agreeing with her, but then again, it's like it's less about agreeing, but like liking her as a character. I just don't see it. But yeah, and don't use the excuse that she doesn't wear any clothes. That does not count. Yeah, and so yeah, like the video if you like the review, or if you like the show, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'd like my videos to grow out to more people. And of course, I want to aim for 100 subs by the end of the year. Yeah, hopefully that happens. And if not, it's all good. At least I tried. But with all that said and done, I'll see you guys next time.